Testing, testing, testing. I'm using one of those octopus tripod stands. And I always want to set it with the phone on top and legs going down. And I'm trying to hang it from the tree and it's going. And I go, wait a minute, I can go upside down with this. And it's working great. Can you see me though? I'm wearing my camo coat. Maybe you can't see me. So I wanted to show you a little something, two little somethings that I made. And so we got a lot of snow here where I'm living. I mean, it was like up to my knee. And the shoes that I hike in, I have one pair of boots that I hike in summer and winter. And I just change the socks according to the weather. I have thin wool socks for summer and really thick wool socks for the winter time. And I love these boots. They have good grip. They're comfortable. Day one I put them on, there was no break-in period. It's just you went out, we hiked all day, and they were amazing. That's, you know, when you got a good pair of shoes. Bought them at Sierra Trading Post, really cheap too. I liked them so much we went back and bought a second pair. If they had had more there in the store, they only had 2 pairs. I bought them. If they had had more in the store, I would have bought all of them. I don't even know who makes them, to tell you the truth, but they're just awesome hiking boots. The only problem is they're not high tops. I think they call them 3/4 tops. And when you're going in deep snow, you get that little bit of snow that gets in between your sock and the boot. And I'm really good about pulling it out, you know, before it melts, but so everybody always talks about gaiters, hiking gaiters. So I started looking at them online, and like usual, I didn't want to buy them, so I thought I'd make them. And what I did is I had a pair of cycling pants that I bought probably almost 20 years ago from Performance Bike, and they were on sale on clearance, and they were really cheap, so I bought them. And I don't know if maybe the technology since then has changed, because these were waterproof but not breathable. And nowadays you can buy waterproof pants that are breathable. Well, these pants were not breathable, and it's raining, so you put them on to stay dry. You get home, you're still soaking wet because you sweat like crazy in them. And I thought, these pants hung in my closet for almost 20 years, I'm never gonna wear them again. So I showed them to my husband, and I said, I think I'm gonna cut these up and make gaiters out of them. He's like, great idea. So what I did is I cut them off, I put them on, measured about where I wanted to make the gaiter from, and I decided from about just below the knee down would be good enough. Just enough to keep my lower legs dry in deep snow. So I cut them off. This is it. And I'm going to tell you what I did and not show you, because while I was making them, I should have videotaped it, but I didn't. I hope you forgive me. So most of it was already done. It's already a tube, right? And I saw a video where a woman had cut it and put Velcro, but I don't want to be bothered with that. I just wanted something I could slip on and wear. So this will almost go on over my shoe. If I could have my hiking boot on, I can get it on over my boot. The last little couple inches, it just got to kind of wiggle it a little bit, it will go on. But I figure if I'm going to be wearing them, I would just put them on and then put my boot on if I wanted to wear them. But what was cool about these is that at the bottom of them, they already had installed some Velcro, a Velcro strap, so you could, I should just put them on and show you, but I'm not gonna. So if this was your leg, you could tighten it up around your leg by just wrapping the Velcro around. It makes it tighter at the bottom, which I thought was great. And what I did at the top was where I cut it, I just folded it over, sewed a channel, made a hem that had a channel. At the seam, where the seam was, I just took some of the stitches out so I could make a little hole and put a little bit of stitching on top to reinforce it. And I put my shot cord in there with a little line lock. So when I put these on my leg, I can tighten them up so that they stay, but it's a little stretchy so it doesn't cut your circulation off. And then the only other thing that I did to it was at the bottom, I put them on and just closed them really good with the Velcro, but they did hike up at the heel a little bit. So at the bottom I added a little piece of elastic and sewed it on each side with some good secure stitching and put it kind of a little bit more towards the back so it'll hook right around, right in front of your heel or to the back part of your arch on the boot, and it'll keep that bottom part down. And I've seen gaiters that have hooks on the front to hook them on. I don't need to do that with this because this Velcro strap will kind of keep it in place. But if I do find that this part is hiking up a little bit, I can take this little piece of Velcro, loop it underneath the shoelaces on the front of my boot, and still have enough room to attach it, and it'll hold it down. So I kind of made them, but didn't kind of make them because I harvested from something else already made. But I just wanted to show you what I did, so I can give you guys some ideas. And when we get some more snow that I'm going to need them for, I'll try them out and show you guys what they look like on my feet and movement. I just wanted to show you that. Here's another little silly thing that I made. You know, I have boots for Cookie. They're not the hard hiking boots. They're just, they're soft, but they are for winter time, so they're insulated for use in snow. And I found that they're really, really ineffective for any kind of deep snow because snow gets down inside of them, and she hates wearing them anyway. So the only time we really pull them out is if we got to walk her anywhere where there's road salt or any kind of ice melt down. So that's what we basically use them for. I do bring them with me when we go on any kind of winter hike in case her feet do get cold. But I don't really know how good they're going to be, especially if they do get wet on the inside. So the last deep snow hike that we went on, I noticed that she did get some ice crystals between her toes and hanging on the back of her legs. Now, I carry Mushroom Secret with me in the car, and I forgot to put some on her. If I had put Mushroom Secret on her, we wouldn't have had as much a problem with ice crystals building up. But I was getting concerned that her feet were getting cold. She wasn't complaining about it. She wasn't limping or anything, but I know I really like wool socks, and it was time to keep my feet warm, and I thought, well, you know, maybe she would too. So I had something in the house called wool flannel, and I had bought it a long time ago when I was doing some retail work where I was standing on my feet all the time, and I would get home, my feet would hurt really bad. And what you do with the wool flannel is you soak it with castor oil and wrap it around your feet and add a heating pad, and boy, your feet feel really good the next morning when you get up. Oh boy, goodness. So what I did is I washed them to get the majority of the oil out, but they are still a little oily. It comes off on your fingers. You could feel a little bit. But I like to think that because the oil's been kind of infused into the fabric, it might offer a little bit of water protection. So I made her a set of booties, and all I did was, now the wool flannel when it came to me was in strips. So you're kind of restricted in the size and shape of what you could do with it because it's just a long, about 6-inch wide strip. So if you've ever purchased dog boots for your dog, you notice that their back feet are always smaller than their front feet. So for her back feet, I was able to just fold the fabric in half and put a stitching around it. And for the front feet though, I had to do it a little differently, as you can see, because the front feet are a lot wider than her back feet. You can see the difference here, how different that is. And the idea is that if we're out on a trail and her feet start to get cold, I can, you know, wipe off whatever snow or ice crystals are on there and put these on there, and it'll help keep her feet a little warmer and maybe a little drier. I probably won't put them on her before the hike starts because she wouldn't wear them. This is for like if you know, if she starts suffering, I could put these on her and it'll keep her feet a little warmer and drier, at least I'm hoping. I'm also going to pack them with me in the summertime to use as a foot bandage. If she does get an injury, I can put this on. Now, these are not going to stay on very well by themselves, okay, because I didn't put any elastic or anything on them. The idea would be that I would put them on her and maybe use some vet wrap around the top to hold them on her. Because I always carry vet wrap with me whenever I take her on a hike for emergencies. So these are not for comfort and style. They're for emergencies. If she gets a wound or her feet she starts suffering from the cold really bad, I could pop these on her and you know, may help her. I don't know if it was a good idea or not. You guys tell me what you think. But I think it's a good idea. I think if we're out there and her feet start getting cold and I put these on her, it's going to help save her foot and warm her foot up. You know, even if I have to carry her for a little while and she can't walk in them, that's fine too. You know, you know, there's nothing on the bottom for abrasion, so it's not for walking on, you know, rocks. It's just for use in the snow. And I didn't want to put anything on the bottom because this is more, like I said, for wounds or emergency situations. We need something to warm her up. But anyway.